We wish you a Merry Christmas.
What up, dude?
Hello. Hello.
Yo, you've got the Christmas vibe happening.
I know, right?
I do not.
I could plug my headphones in there. I was like, I can't hear you guys. They weren't plugged in.
First of all, what a lovely ceiling fan behind Dan's head. That is amazing. I thank you for that. It's that's a good one.
I'm blocking it with my head now.
I feel like that one goes full velocity and it puts out some good wind.
It's pretty extreme. Pretty extreme. Definitely.
A good
I don't think it's ever been used, actually.
Meanwhile, Shay, in the Christmas spirit, I love the tree. Looks great.
Yes, I'm living on the edge right now. We got Hannah in the background just now.
Oh, I was going to say like a mystery.
Babe, you're live on
just walked
TV.
in. Okay.
So have a good one.
I love it. I put these lights in myself, boys.
Those
Fully
look
bulbed
beautiful.
and ready for the holidays here.
I like it, dude. I like it. You could leave them up like, right now it's obviously very seasonal and feels festive. But like, if you leave them up in March or April, it's like, oh, he's got that like Stranger Things vibe going on kind of, you know what I mean? It's got like a bit of a classic.
Maybe I'll do that. I'll keep them up year round because that's what 2020 has done to me.
I love it. I'm all about
it. Got to bring the joy. Speaking of, congratulations on the Christmas songs. Now, I was thinking you could go like the typical route, just cover some Christmas songs, but you guys had to make it really difficult and create your own.
We got to, man. You got to. There's not a lot of original Christmas music out there. And I feel like, there's a few that stick out. You obviously have All I Want for Christmas by Mariah. Justin Bieber has Mistletoe, and Brett Eldridge has his Glow album. I feel like original Christmas music is pretty few and far between. I think, Carrie Underwood just put out a Christmas album. I don't know how many of those are originals, but yeah, I feel like not a lot of people do it. And we try to approach it kind of just like we were writing songs that happen to be, just like good country songs that were, themed with Christmas, and just try to write, a good story and make something that could be played on the radio and that people would, kind of connect with. And yeah, I don't know, it was kind of a cool approach to it. And being able to do this for the first time was an interesting, thing. And I feel like we all needed it, because Christmas is a very happy time, and 2020 has been, it's been such a great year already, but I feel like Christmas is going to take it up a notch, because it was like, it's such a good year. I bet Christmas music would also go pair good with this.
Yeah. Well, you knocked it out of the park with both songs, Take Me Home for Christmas and Christmas Isn't Christmas. So I guess Take Me Home for Christmas is the one we're jamming right now like crazy. So tell me the thought behind that one and its genesis, if you will, in the beginning.
Dude, yeah, it was, writing Christmas music. It's an interesting situation how it comes to be. It's like there's a whole process. You got to write the song. You got to record the song. It's just like, a whole thing. And, people think it's like, it's easy to just get in the spirit in December and write a Christmas song and release it. But it's like, you got to have that stuff turned in like August or September. So when you have the idea, it's like, hey, we should do a Christmas. And people who do Christmas albums and, Christmas specials, they're doing that in like June or July. So it's like, it's tough. You got to really trick your mind. So we were like, you know what? Our fans always ask for Christmas music and we always let them down. I apologize to our fans out there. We let you down every year. But, we're always on tour, like August, September, the time that we could be in the studio making Christmas music, we're always out. That's a busy touring time. But this year, obviously, we weren't. So we were like, you know what? Let's just try to catch a vibe. Let's light some balsam fir candles, set the Christmas scene in the middle of August and see what happens. And we stumbled into the first one, Take Me Home for Christmas. And, we obviously included like some classic elements, some bells and those kind of things. But we wanted to make it feel like a Dan and Shay song, like a country radio song. And we just did our thing on it, man. And obviously we wrote a, Christmas story and Christmas lyrics. But it's tough to write Christmas music, man. There's only so many things you can say. You're like, oh, I have a great idea. And it's like, well, okay, that's a classic. Bing Crosby did that one a long time ago. So we just kind of did that, we had that idea to write a song, Take Me Home for Christmas, about, meeting your significant other's family for the first time or meeting their friends and just that excitement of, being together all year. And then, I remember when Abby and I started dating, it was like, cool, we're together. And then she went home to Kansas City and I went home to Pittsburgh. But then there was that year, it's like, No, we're doing it all. We're driving to Pittsburgh. I remember we drove to Pittsburgh and then we drove all the way from Pittsburgh back to Kansas City. It was like 18 hours or something crazy. But you're going out the night before Christmas Eve and going to the bar and meeting their friends from high school and all those kind of nostalgic memories. And we kind of encapsulate it into a song, and it's a fun one, man. But when we finished that one, we were just like hanging and we were like, we did a demo and we just started singing the other one and we were like, are we going to do 2 Christmas songs this year? Up to this point, we couldn't, come through for our fans and give them anything. And now we're going to give them 2. So we stumbled into the second one kind of by accident, man. But it's been really fun to, have a little bit of joy and positivity at the end of a tough year, especially for us, man. We haven't been able to tour, but these songs have, allowed us to connect with the fans here and, carry some momentum into the new year, man. But it's been cool. So yeah, I hope you like them.
George Clooney and his wife have Aspen. Shania Twain has Switzerland. You have Pittsburgh and Kansas City, Dan.
Hey, it's
happy holidays.
Hey, it could be worse. At least we've got good football teams in both of them. Although I think this year we're going to end up playing each other in the AFC Championship. Knock on wood. So
you know what told me this "Take Me Home for Christmas" was a hit. It was the first time I heard it. I was already humming the hook, and I have that way with like Dan and Shay songs. They're just that hooky, and they're that this one has like that ear candy thing though. It's like, "Take me home for Christmas." You automatically get it and want to sing along, and it's
keep going.
It really.
That was beautiful. I want to hear you sing the rest of it. We need a Cody Alan cover.
Yeah,
Cody sings the hits.
Yeah, and it also it took me to like a Hallmark movie kind of setting too in my head, which when you can like draw that imagery in people's heads for the holidays, I think it's a beautiful thing. So congrats on that. I'm going to play a little game with you guys coming up called Christmas Isn't Christmas Without Blank. We'll get to that in a second though. Have you thought about a full Christmas album? You said the fans always want Christmas music from you guys. But that must be a thought that maybe in the future you'll do something like that, right?
Definitely, man. That's I think this process is, kind of giving us a look behind the curtain of what it would be like to make a Christmas record. And, Dan already never stops working. So I think we finally have the time, to maybe even think about something like that. But we've always wanted to do it. I mean, we've always wanted to make a Christmas record. And this is the first time this year that we've had, the actual time that we weren't touring and, had the time to make a good record. We didn't want to just like throw something together and, just do a bunch of classic, throw it all together with a band and, not put too much thought into it. We wanted to make sure it was, really thought out and, made it good for our fans and made it worth the wait. So I think, it would be cool to do something like that next year when we, actually have time. We don't know what next year is going to look like as far as touring. Hopefully we'll be touring, but, we're going to have, a lot of time on our hands, I think, next year, before our tour next fall. So we will, we'll see, man. I think we definitely would be into that. I say this, Dan's just like, that's so much work. I don't have to do any of it. I got to go sing things for like, a couple hours.
I got your mic right here.
There you go.
Take me back to your favorite Christmas gifts as a kid. Dan, maybe first you. Was it musical?
No, Shay and I have talked about this before. It's so funny. It was Nintendo 64, like literally the greatest. I'm not a gamer, but like I was gaming then, man. Nintendo 64 was it. Like GoldenEye, Mario Kart, NFL Blitz. I mean, it was on fire. I remember it was the hottest item too. Like everybody was gunning for the Nintendo 64, but all the stores were out of it. And I remember my parents, they like really set me up on this. They were like, and we tried everywhere, Walmart, Target, and everybody's out in Nintendo 64. You're just sorry, you're not going to get it. I'm like, I hate you, mom and dad. Like all my friends are getting Nintendo 64. Their parents already told them. And they like up to Christmas Eve, like just left me hanging. And they're like, I'm sorry. But I guess they like went at, midnight at one of the shopping extravaganzas and they like got the last one and they like hit it. And I feel like every parent kind of did this. It must have been like on the news or something. You should trick your kids and tell them you didn't get a Nintendo 64. And I opened all my gifts, got a couple undershirts, some socks, like, maybe a Steelers hat. And I'm like, cool, man, thanks. It was a great Christmas. And then they're like, oh, there's one more thing. And it was Nintendo 64. And I was like, greatest day of my life. It's all been downhill since then.
Trick on Christmas morning. I've done that too with my kids.
There was something about the Nintendo 64, and I don't know if it's just looking back the nostalgia, but I don't remember ever, and it might have been the age that we were at, but I don't remember ever being that excited about anything, like anything. like anything at all. My wife's looking back here like, anything at all?
Let's get to the really important stuff, which is it looks like Dan has shaved a little bit, and maybe there's hair that's pulled back or cut, one of the two. I'm not sure.
Stay tuned to find out.
Sure. Don't turn your head, Dan. Don't let.
Wow. Coming soon.
It's still here. It's still here. Much to the dismay of the trolls on social media, it's still here.
I should probably go to bed. It's climbing the charts. It's soaring. And it has some unique elements to it. I feel like it's not really a ballad because it has these sort of undertones that are so unique, and it sort of takes you to a different place in the tempo and in the lyric. Why do you think this was doing so well for you guys? What's the magic behind this one? Shay, what do you think?
Man, I think, it's hard to describe and a feeling that people get. I think the reaction that we've had, we had that feeling when we had written the song and we're putting it together. We had those feelings, and you hope that people have that same kind of reaction. But
did it start, by the way, with the piano? Because the piano is such a huge part of it. Was that the beginning, or was it lyrics or the title, or what?
Yeah, it was actually. So we started it in LA during Grammy week, and we just had, I think it was like the verse and a little bit of the chorus, but we had that piano thing was like really the only thing we had. And when we got back to Nashville, and after we had quarantined forever, we had been kind of playing the song at like sound checks and stuff with probably like half the lyrics. We just kind of were humming it, and our band would be like, "Oh man, that's like really cool. What is that?" And we're like, "I don't really know." So after all this, everything happened, and Dan and I quarantined for several years. It felt like we got back together, and he started playing that on the piano, and we finished it right there. And I think there was a little bit of that, that magic was infused into it, of just not being together for so long and having that, kind of re-excitement of writing again and being like, man, this is so special, of what we've, not just of what we get to do, but what we've done in the past. And it was just this whole kind of whirlwind of emotions and talking and just being together for the first time again. And the song just kind of finished itself, and I was singing these crazy, weird things that you probably don't belong in a song at all, but we were just kind of not thinking about it too much and just trying to make something fun that we love to listen to. And I don't know, when we finished it, Dan did such a great job on the production. It's something so unique that I've never heard that done, especially in country music, of something so wacky to, not even have a third chorus and just like go off the rails and not have drums till, a big moment in the song. But I don't know. I think it was our turn to kind of take a chance on something a little bit wacky, but we were super proud of it. We don't ever want to put out music just for the sake of putting it out, and something that we think of like, we think this will be a hit on the radio. Like,
yeah,
we want to make a difference with our music, not to get like too heady, but like we don't want to just be a cred. We don't want to like, shut off everyone in the world and just try to write super cred stuff that no one likes. We want people to love it, but we want, even if it's, if we're going after something that, as long as we love it, we don't have to really chase that hit. We know what our fans love, and we think that we can take chances, and we did that on this, and it paid off in a big way. So we're super proud of it.
We talked about what a great year 2020 has been. I mean, it's been wonderful for all of us.
My favorite year so far. It's so good.
In all seriousness, what has been a positive of this year? Like what, I'm thinking CMAs for you guys, first of all, most recently, and 10,000 Hours being such a huge hit, I think top 10 for the year. So what for you though is, Dan, stands out as like, okay, this is something actually great about 2020, because we can all dwell on the negative, but there must be a positive, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, there's been a lot of cool, professional things that have happened, a lot of awards, and, I should probably go to bed climbing the chart on country radio. And, obviously the connection with our fans, even though it's not in person, we're feeling the love on social media. I think people are, like sharing a lot more. If they're listening to a song and it connects with them, like they're tweeting at us or DMing us and saying like, hey, your song, changed my life in a certain way. And now we have more time to kind of read through those messages and connect with those people. But man, like on a personal level, it's been amazing to spend more time with Abby and with the dogs. It's funny. We just moved into this new house, and I'm always like, do you think the dogs like the new house? I hope they like it. And it's like the dogs, for some reason, they think that once we moved in here, their parents never leave anymore. We literally never leave the house, like not even for groceries or anything. We don't go on tour anymore. So the dogs are like, we like this place. The parents never leave. So getting to spend more time with them has been awesome. And man, being able to really focus on, making records, you know, making music here in my makeshift studio, which is not really a studio at all. But, you know, not having to, you know, get in the zone or get in the rhythm. And then it's like, okay, we got to jump on the bus and we're gone for 5 days. And now it's just like, you know, spend time with the family and focus on recording the music. And I think after this kind of moment, this era, I feel like a lot of good music is going to come out on the other side. Artists and, you know, people in the studio have had a lot of time to get it right. And, you know, there are a lot of people taking advantage of that. We're seeing a lot of good stuff start to come out. So hopefully we can be a part of that wave.
Love it. Let's wrap with the game here. This is Christmas isn't Christmas without blank. So quick answers here. Christmas isn't Christmas if we don't eat blank.
Christmas isn't Christmas.
Pecan pie for me.
Pecan pie or pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
I'm trying to think, like, so Abby and I we're vegans, so it's always like we got to get creative and clever, but she's doing a really good job. Like, we just had Thanksgiving and she, you know, made all the traditional Thanksgiving dishes, but in a vegan style. So I gotta think like green bean casserole was amazing on Thanksgiving. We did like a vegan stuffing and it was just it was wonderful. So I gotta figure
vegan
out
pie.
What we're going to do on Christmas Day. I mean, it'll be something like that, you know, just hearty, wholesome, tasty treats that we eat way too much of. So yeah, I don't know. Abby's vegan cooking is fantastic.
Nice. Christmas isn't Christmas if we don't hear blank.
Christmas isn't Christmas.
Oh man, this is like Inception. It's crazy. I mean, Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. I mean, it's like, she's really embraced it too. I've read that she made like $66 million in just songwriting royalties alone from that song. So I would embrace it too. But she's making like awesome, like funny, like, you know, Instagram stories and like social media content out of it, you know, when whatever the day it was that strikes, when it's like, you know, the day after Thanksgiving or whatever, when she's making like funny videos. Okay, it's Mariah time, you know, and it's you know, that's like the biggest song of all time. So that's the one that signifies Christmas is here.
And last but not least, Christmas isn't Christmas if we don't watch blank. And Shay, don't say Rampage, that movie you made me watch like that on the bus that one time.
The world tour.
Oh my God, Rampage, dude! I want to watch it again. I think we should watch it. We should make it a Christmas tradition, like the most un-Christmas movie of all time.
Right.
I would have to say Home Alone for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I watched it last night. Home Alone 2.
It's really solid. Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
Or Christmas Vacation. Well. Christmas Vacation, if it would be another one. That's also, you have to watch them together, back to back.
Good stuff. Christmas isn't Christmas, out now from Dan and Shay, as is Take Me Home for Christmas. Thank you, boys. Always love to see you. Merry Christmas to you and your families, and happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas, man.